was out there on Friday, said it was a rough practice for Dillon.
So I know I have the utmost standards for myself, and I know all I could do is go out there and do what I got to do every day.
It's not like the Browns took Gabriel second overall or traded some high.
Dillon Gabriel snapped in Browns training camp after getting humiliated by Shedeur Sanders in practice. On day 9 of Browns camp, Shedeur stole the spotlight with surgical throws, while Gabriel's struggles hit a breaking point. Now, pressure's boiling over this quarterback war, and Dillon couldn't take the heat.
Dillon Gabriel in front of Shedeur. Yes, clearly an agenda pushing him in front of him. Guys, I'm going to play this right now.
I think he might have the most first-team reps of any of these quarterbacks.
Dillon Gabriel snapped, not on the podium, not in front of cameras, but on day 9 of Browns training camp. When the pressure was suffocating, the reps were his, and Shedeur Sanders delivered a moment that shook the field. Gabriel had been gifted the reps. With Shedeur reportedly sidelined due to arm soreness, Gabriel ran the show. First-team drills, red zone opportunities, command of the offense. This was supposed to be his day to separate himself. Instead, it was the day everything fell apart.
Let's face it, some of these throws are like you're playing catch, like you're warming up.
When he misses, he typically misses high. And I tend to think that that probably goes back to the size as well.
It started quietly. Shedeur, before being held out, stepped in for a short red zone session. And just like that, he dropped a perfect throw. Precision, poise. He made it look easy. The sideline buzzed. Even with limited chances, Sanders made it clear he was QB1 material. Minutes later, Gabriel took the field. A handful of sloppy throws, then a brutal interception that left the offense stunned. And with that, Gabriel walked off. That wasn't leadership. That wasn't control. That was a player completely rattled, and everyone saw it.
And I saw a lot of the OTAs, and what I've seen from Dillon is a lot of checkdowns.
Yep.
A lot of move in the pocket. You have to.
At heavy rep load expected for Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders. Kenny Pickett hamstring.
And let me tell you, it was an emotional collapse right in front of the coaches, the media, and the fans. Not long after, reports started to surface. Shedeur wasn't injured at all. In fact, he told reporters himself, "I'm good." So if he was healthy, why was he held out? Why was Gabriel handed the keys? And why did he drive the car straight into the wall?
So we are getting to the point here where these stats, they matter more.
Gabriel's performance on day 9 was painful. The offense under his command lacked rhythm, energy, and most of all, results. He had all the chances, and he wasted them. During 11-on-11 inside the 10-yard line, the Browns offense took 9 snaps. Only one, a screen pass to Robert Fan Jr., even looked like it might have been a touchdown. The rest, non-competitive. The team couldn't score, couldn't execute.
You're forcing me to evaluate this kid like he's a first-round pick. He's not.
Dillon Gabriel has 21 more reps than Shedeur coming into today, and only 2 more completions, 3 less touchdowns, 2 more interceptions. Again,
let's call it for what it is. Gabriel is a 3rd-round pick being treated like a franchise quarterback, while Shedeur, a 5th-rounder, keeps being tucked away behind excuses. The Browns fell in love with Gabriel's mental game, his film room discipline, his processing skills. They drafted him 50 spots higher than Sanders because of those things. But at some point, all the IQ in the world doesn't matter if you can't move the football. And right now, Gabriel can't. Not every day has been a disaster, but day 9 was, and that's the problem. When the pressure rises, Gabriel shrinks, and Shedeur, he rises.
It's more about a bond. It's more about going all out. It's more about, how you'll be remembered.
Let's not pretend this is just about arm strength or mechanics. This is about composure, confidence, presence. Shedeur has it. Gabriel's losing it. And the Browns. They're stuck trying to explain why they're giving the struggling quarterback every opportunity, while the more composed, more polished one watches from the sideline.
And we don't hide anything. When our QB1 makes a mistake, because he's not perfect, I'm going to show it. He had a wide open touchdown pass right there, but he came back and delivered right here with Luke Floria.
Inside the building, that day 9 practice didn't just expose Dillon Gabriel's flaws. It exposed the Browns' internal dilemma. They invested in Gabriel. They believed in him. But Shedeur is forcing their hand. With every limited rep, he's making the case that he's better, stronger, more ready. And Gabriel, he's spiraling, slowly, publicly.
Morning.
I think every rep I get in general is valuable. We definitely taking things up a notch, I would say, with everything. So every rep, you know. Anytime I step on the field, I take it.
So what happens now? The camp is only heating up, preseason games are coming, and this quarterback battle, which was supposed to be quiet, safe, and calculated, has turned volatile. Because one quarterback is being pushed, the other he's pushing back with every throw, and if day 9 was any sign of what's to come, the Browns have a decision to make, one they may not be able to delay much longer.
Today, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call, but that's Andrew's call. He made the call.
Shedeur Sanders, the so-called 5th round developmental project, is out here turning scraps into gold. 2 rounds later? Sure, but 2 levels above in performance. And people are noticing. In fact, it's getting awkward.
Yeah, I don't think not getting out the mix is even a thought in my mind, you know, in any room.
Every time Shedeur touches the field, something happens. Not flashy, not reckless. Just clean football, ball out quick, accurate, right where it needs to be. He looks calm, comfortable, in control. And if you're watching the opportunity periods, those evaluation segments designed to test young QBs, then you know the truth. Shedeur owns them, every single one. Whether it's against the 2s, the 3s, or even when he snuck in some red zone work earlier in camp, Sanders has made plays. Real plays. The kind that get guys promoted.
Particularly Kevin Stefanski. Now, why is that? People think that Shedeur Sanders not getting a fair shake.
Completion percentage? Higher. Touchdowns? More. Reads? Faster. And unlike Gabriel, Shedeur isn't making excuses. When the Browns said he was being held out due to arm soreness, fans blinked. Then Shedeur stepped up and said, "I'm good." Just like that. So now the question becomes, were they really protecting his arm or were they protecting their narrative? If you've made it this far, smash that subscribe because this QB battle is just getting spicy.
If Dillon was 4 inches taller, 5 inches taller, he's probably a first-round pick, but he's not.
And let's talk about size, presence, and toughness. Shedeur has it all. He's got that look, like he belongs. He carries himself like a leader, not a kid trying to pass a test. That's what's making things messy inside that building. Because if you line them up right now and ask the players to vote, there's a good chance Sanders isn't just QB2. He's QB1 in that locker room.
Today, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call, but that's Andrew's call. He made the call.
Meanwhile, out in the stands, fans are done playing nice. Word got out, and the numbers are ugly. Gabriel has reportedly received 113 first-team reps. Shedeur, just 70. That's not close. That's not a battle, that's a setup. And you don't need a degree in football operations to realize what's happening. Every time Gabriel messes up, they hand him another rep. Every time Shedeur shines. He's back on the bench with a water bottle. Fans are fed up. The chants at training camp weren't subtle. They weren't trolling. They were real. Put in Shedeur, echoed from the crowd as Gabriel dinked and dunked and threw into coverage like it was a challenge.
He has more than all of the damn quarterbacks. All of the damn quarterbacks. Now, Kenny Pickett is currently hurt.
And that's where the front office comes in. Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, the brain trust behind this quarterback-Soch competition, are now standing in the spotlight, and it's not flattering. Word on the street is the Browns promised Gabriel he'd be a top 100 pick during the draft process. Let that sink in. This was a guy most analysts had pegged for the 5th or 6th round, a developmental guy. But the Browns, they were so locked in on him, they made a commitment, and now they're stuck.
Yeah. What Albert said was, Dillon has been ahead of Shedeur, and Shedeur has ground to make up, and he's working hard to gain. That is how they see it. You can argue that. You can say that's wrong. Fine.
Critics are already lining up with receipts. Stefanski, the offensive guru, is being roasted for favoring a system fit over actual results. Gabriel may know the playbook, but he can't execute it. Sanders, he's doing more with less. And it's not just flashes, it's consistent. That's the scary part for the front office. Because every week Sanders plays like this, their excuses look worse. Their credibility erodes. Their 2026 draft picks start feeling a lot more dangerous in the wrong hands.
He has more reps than Shedeur and more reps than any other quarterbacks. What if I was to tell you that is the damn truth? Look at these reps. Look at Dillon Gabriel's rep. 113 reps.
Dillon Gabriel is out of rope. One more pumpkin performance, another 3 for 13, or another red zone disaster, and he won't just lose the locker room, he'll lose the city. The chants from day 9 will sound like a whisper compared to the storm coming if Shedeur outshines him under the lights.
Shedeur's getting some of his reps.
And make no mistake, the locker room is watching closely. Players know who can lead. They see who delivers. And if the coaches keep forcing Gabriel into the spotlight while Shedeur keeps balling, that locker room will split. Trust will fracture.
Is he saying that's not happening because he didn't think Shedeur would be available? Or is he saying that's not happening because we didn't want to take him?
This isn't just a battle for QB2. This is about credibility. If Shedeur outperforms and still gets buried behind draft status, the backlash will be nuclear. Fans, media, players, no one will stay quiet. Because day 9 wasn't a random meltdown. It was a warning shot. Gabriel cracked. Shedeur stood tall. So now with preseason upon us, the Browns aren't just playing the Panthers. They're playing with fire. If you're ready to ride this quarterback chaos all season long, hit subscribe and stay locked in.